The Rise of Skywalker is a film I haven't been nice to since it was released. If you watch my previous Star Wars reviews, you'll know what I'm talking about. But after watching it one last time, things changed. I'm Toni Brito and I'll show you how movies waste your time. Or not! I was very disappointed by this film back in 2019 because I was a huge fan of The Last Jedi and I felt this one destroyed everything that was set up by that movie. So I rewatched it again to review it and my opinion completely changed. In fact, this is kind of crazy, but I think this one might be my favorite Star Wars movie of all time. But why? What changed this time around? Let's find out. So the Emperor has returned and he's trying to control Kylo Ren to kill Rey. But Kylo has a secret agenda and is to turn Rey to the dark side for both of them to kill the Emperor. And right off the bat, this movie doesn't waste any time putting into this story. This is one of the reasons why this is my favorite one, because from beginning to end, the pacing is extremely fast. So fast, so unstoppable, that when the film could have given us a 10-minute monologue of how Palpatine returned, it explains it this fast.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Dark science. Cloning. Secrets only the Sith knew.
Now, a lot of people have mocked this moment, but honestly, leaving things like this, I think allows people to do their own research on the internet. And I will always champion movies that invite fans to read. And I think that's a matter that is urgent nowadays. People don't read anymore, especially the younglings. J.J. Abrams does this with a lot of his films. He loves asking questions, but he allows you to find the answers by yourself. And I think this is the type of filmmaking that is very dynamic and transcendental. His directing is equally incredible. The camera work is insane. This extreme dolly he makes to Rey's face over and over again, it never gets boring. This is also the first sequel to have the three main characters together on an adventure, and it's exciting. Finn and Poe are hilarious, especially Finn.
So, bad mood?
Me?
Him?
Always?
And when it's about Rey, her character is better than the previous two films. The previous two films, there's a lack of tension when it's about her because she's good at everything and there's no danger really. But this film is not focused on that. This film is focused on whether she's going to turn to the dark side or not. And she does some stuff that starts to worry Finn and the audience. And it's very suspenseful. But this adventure is not just filled with drama. It's also filled with a lot of fun. C-3PO accompany our heroes and he's incredible in this movie. He actually does a sacrifice here that is so sad because the sacrifice is him losing his memory for the mission. And I think it was so sad that JJ did the best choice by allowing R2-D2 to give his memory back. So at the end, 3PO does something big finally in this franchise, but still, he has a happy ending. As you can tell, the exploration of character is so good that it doesn't stop with the smaller ones. But let's talk about Rey's revelation about her past. It's finally revealed that Rey is the Emperor's granddaughter. She's a Palpatine. Honestly, I think this twist is more shocking than the "look, I'm your father" moment. Because that moment recontextualized 2 movies. But this moment is recontextualizing 3 movies. So you'll never expect that the third movie will give you so many surprises. Speaking of surprises, I wish that the marketing back in 2019 hadn't given us away that Palpatine returned. Because I think it creates a disconnect with the characters. And what I mean by this is that the characters are in a shock, but we as an audience aren't, because the marketing already told us that Palpatine has come back. So I think if you see the film through the eyes of these characters, it works much better. In retrospect, bringing back Palpatine was the obvious choice because he's the main villain of the entire saga. And his return was set up from Revenge of the Sith.
He could actually save people from death.
Dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
Ian McDiarmid brought it all, and my favorite moment with his character is when he shoots the big, powerful lightning into the sky. But my favorite character without a doubt is Kylo Ren. Even though he's not the main villain of this movie as I wanted to after watching The Last Jedi, he is the supreme leader of his empire and his turn is perfect. The lightsaber duel before his turn is beautiful. Look at this shot. Holy fucking shit. Rey using her weird healing powers is weird, but that's one of the reasons why I love this movie, why this is my favorite Star Wars movie. There's a lot of weird stuff in this movie that I actually respect. Is it innovative? No. Is it original? No, but it's weird and that's enough for me. Luke makes a cameo here and his direction is incredible. He finally grabs that lightsaber, showing the arc of his character in The Last Jedi, and his line, so fucking awesome. It gives me goosebumps.
A Jedi's weapon deserves more respect.
The third act is beautiful, big and exciting. Poe and Finn leading the whole resistance, and when you remember how their characters started, it's so satisfying. Poe is now the leader he and Leia wanted him to be the whole time. A great leader not only knows how to give orders to his subordinates, but also knows how to choose people to share their responsibility. Poe chose Finn. What's going on beneath that aircraft battle is equally compelling. Rey standing up finally to the Emperor. She's trying not to turn to the dark side, but then Ben Solo arrives. It's so cathartic seeing Adam Driver playing good Ben Solo. So Rey is about to defeat the Emperor, and he says,
I am all the Sith.
And Rey's response, it's, you have to hear it.
I'm all the Jedi.
That's why I watch cinema. For moments like this. Yeah, when I was in the theater watching it for the first time, my cousin predicted the line. He instantly said what Rey was about to say. But I think that's proving that that was the exact line that Rey should have said. That's the exact combat that Rey should have given the Emperor. You have to hear it again. It's incredible.
I'm all the Jedi.
It's so good. Rey is the queen of comebacks, and the ending proves this because she finally declares herself as Rey Skywalker, finally bearing the Palpatine name and choosing her own name. And this is like a perfect conclusion for this entire saga, where the main villains were the Palpatines and she was the only one present, but she was like, no, I'm going to turn into a Skywalker. But again, these choices is what makes the Rise of Skywalker so special. People often forget that Star Wars is actually fantasy, not really science fiction. And fantasy should be free to do stuff like this, you know? But it's also poetry, like Lucas has said. And The Last Jedi started to make things very different. I love that movie, but honestly, The Rise of Skywalker made a turnaround to that story to complete the rhyme that this trilogy ended up being, which was a Skywalker being the secondary villain controlled by another guy or guys, and turning to the light side by the main protagonist in the third movie. And that's how Star Wars would last forever, by keeping making new trilogies that tell the exact same story but with a different execution. But I assure you that nothing will beat Episode 9. I love this movie now, and I can't believe the rating I'm going to give it. I'm going to give The Rise of Skywalker a 10 out of 10. I had to start seeing things in that way to really appreciate what the genius of JJ was doing. And I think we all owe him an apology. Guys, subscribe to the channel for more honest and passionate reviews like this. And as always, thank you for watching and take care of your time.